Good morning, dear students. Continuing the fifth chapter, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. Today I am going to explain you from the next topic, ecosystem. Plants occur in distinct groups of communities in areas having similar climatic conditions. So what does it mean? That wherever plants find that similar climatic conditions are there, they may occur. It could be any community, but if climatic conditions are similar, they would occur there. The nature of plants in an area to a large extent determines, and these plants only, the flora only determines that what kind of animal life or fauna will be available in that particular area. When the vegetation is altered means changed, the animal life also changes, because flora and fauna beta, they are interconnected. The animals, they always survive on the your herbivorous animals, they always survive on the plants which are available in the particular area. So if the plants are altered means if we change them or they are destroyed, if we indulge in deforestation, then automatically, slowly and gradually, the animals will be of that area will also change. All the plants and animals in an area are interdependent and interrelated to each other in their physical environment, thus forming an ecosystem. Human beings are also an integral part of the ecosystem. So what are the three important parts of the ecosystem? We can say flora, fauna and human beings. How do the human beings influence the ecology of a region? How do they, how are they dependent on the ecosystem? They also, utilize the vegetation and wildlife. The greed of human beings leads to overutilization of these resources, because that they indulge in deforestation, or they also indulge in your poaching of the animals, hunting of the animals. So slowly and gradually it creates a ecological imbalance. As a result, some of the plants and animals have reached the verge of extinction. Verge of extinction means they are either, they will be no longer, we can no longer see them, or slowly and gradually in the coming years they will also disappear. Do you know that a very large ecosystem on land having distinct type of vegetations and animal life is called a biome? So this is a term, and ecosystem is also a one mark term with it. So we have covered two terms over here. Define the term ecosystem and define the term biome. The biomes are identified on the basis of plants. So where we have large number of distinct plant species available to us on land, that particular area is known as a biome, and we have different kinds of biomes available to us. So now we are going to start a very important topic. This is also in itself long answer questions they will be starting. So what are the major types of vegetations identified in our country? Our country means India. So we have, first of all, only this particular part, that is the 5 types of vegetations which are mentioned. Teacher can always, or the examiner can always ask you as a 2-mark bifurcation, or of a 5-mark question like 2 plus 3, or she or he can always ask you only 2-mark question also, that mention the major types of vegetations identified in our country. So what are those, Tropical evergreen forests, tropical deciduous forests, tropical thorn forest and scrubs, montane forest and mangrove forest. And covering and showing you what parts of India cover these types of vegetation. We have a map also on page number 43, which is covering different kinds of vegetation. You can see that it is covering tropical evergreen forests, the dark green color which is available to you. Then it is covering the tropical deciduous forest, or we call it deciduous forest also, the light green color available to you. Then you have in Montane means the mountainous forests or mountainous forests which are available in our country in the higher latitudes, that is in the states of your Jammu and Kashmir, which are now union territories. Then we have Uttarakhand bete, and then the northeastern states. Then bache we have the mangrove forests. Mangrove forests, you can see that these are near wherever we have delta regions. We, and you know, in climate chapter we have studied that Mahanadi and Kaveri, Krishna, they also form deltas on the eastern coast of India. So there we have our mangrove forests available to us. And last but not the least, we have the tropical thorn forests in the extreme northwest region of India, which is Rajasthan, which is mostly covered with the state Rajasthan, some parts of Gujarat. So these are 5 categories of types of vegetation, and this map will also be a part of your syllabus as a locate and label and even for identification. So first of all, we cover the features of evergreen forests, which we also call as the evergreen forests, you know, which we also call as the, which kind of forests we call them? They are your forests which remain green throughout the year. Now these forests are restricted to heavy rainfall areas of, what are the areas? So first, with the first feature which you will cover is the areas. So I am writing it for you. They are very restricted to wherever we have very high rainfall, that is the Western Ghats and the island groups of Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar, upper parts of Assam and Tamil Nadu coast. They are at their best in areas having more than, जहाँ पे 200 से ज़्यादा सेंटीमीटर्स की बेटे rainfall occurs, and therefore this is the second point which we can cover, that is rainfall. The third feature is bete the height of the trees. So the height of the trees remains up to 60 meters or even above. Also bete, what kind of vegetation is available in these type of forests? This is another feature. So we have luxuriant vegetation, means all kinds of vegetation is available, trees, shrubs, creepers, giving it a multi-layered structure. You know, small plants are known as shrubs, you know, and then very tall plants which grow very tall, they are, you know, trees, and then creepers which creep, or you could say जो चिपक जाते हैं किसी चीज़ के साथ, so we call them as creepers बेटे. There is no definite time for the trees to shed their leaves. As such, these forests appear green all the year around. This is another feature beta, that they shed their there is no definite time to shed their leaves, and therefore they remain green all the year around. Then another feature you have the commercially important trees beta. Which are the commercially important trees of these forests? Ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber and cinchona. Again I repeat, the important commercially means they are used as raw material for different kinds of products which are either prepared in the industries, or as such the wood is being used for some beneficial use. So the trees are bete ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber and cinchona. The next feature we have is, which are the most common animals? Which are the most common animals? They are elephants, monkeys, lemur, deer, one-horned rhinoceros. They have also mentioned the area, so they can be asked to you as 1 mark question. To which states are prominent or important for the one-horned rhinoceros? That is Assam and West Bengal. And besides these animals, we have plenty of birds, bats, sloth, scorpions, snails which are found in these jungles. So this way I hope Bide that first of all, what is an ecosystem, what is a biome, 5 different categories of vegetation found in India, its map, and the features of its map and the features of evergreen forests are tropical evergreen forests are. Why are we calling it tropical? We are calling it tropical because these are the areas where we can find these forests are near the tropics, okay, between the equator and the tropic of Capricorn. So this way, uh, that is why we call them as the tropical evergreen forests. And next we have tropical deciduous forests. So tropical deciduous forests are the most widespread forests of India, and we can also divide them into 2 kinds of forests: dry forests and wet forests. These are also known as the monsoon forests. The other name for tropical deciduous forests is monsoon forests, and they are spread between the areas which receive rainfall from 200 centimeters to 70 centimeters. So the first feature is they are known as monsoon forests. Second, how much rainfall they are receive. Now, when do they shed their leaves? They shed their leaves for about 6 to 8 weeks in dry summers. On the availability of water, as I have shared with you earlier also, these forests are further divided into moist and dry deciduous. So first of all, we are going to start with moist. Moist forests, they better receive rainfall between 200 to 100. Therefore, they mostly occur in the eastern parts of the country, the northeastern states along the foothills of Himalayas, Jharkhand, West Orissa, Chhattisgarh, and the slopes of the western Ghats. The most dominant species of these forests are bamboo, sal, shisham, sandalwood or sandalwood, khair, kusum, arjun, mulberry. Again, these are all very, very important because they are commercially important and they are used as raw material for many of the products which are being manufactured. So in this, teacher can give you only that right features of tropical deciduous forest, or teacher can give you a question that differentiate between the moist deciduous forest and the dry deciduous. So like there we had 200 to 100 centimeter rainfall. In dry bete we have from 100 to 70. Then there the areas were different. Over here in the dry bete they are found in the rainier parts of peninsular plateau, plains of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, and the types of trees are teak, sal, peepal and neem. Large part of the region has been cleared for cultivation and some parts are used for grazing. In these forests, the common animals found are lion, tiger, pig, deer and elephant. A huge variety of birds, lizards, snakes and tortoises are also found here. So tortoise, as you all know what is a tortoise. You all know what are birds. You all know lizards, snakes, lion, tiger, pig, deer and elephant. They all are the common animals of the tropical deciduous forests. So beta, this way these are the 2 most important categories of forests which we have covered today, that is tropical evergreen and tropical deciduous forests. In my next video I will cover with you the thorn forests, the montane forests and the mangrove forests. So I hope you will revise the content from your textbook. Happy learning to all of you.